Hello everyone. In the previous video, you learnt about two Python data types which are int and float. Let's move on to learning about the third Python data type which is called as string. In Python world, text is represented using the string data type. So can you type in text as such? Python would be unhappy about that because it expects you to add quotation around the text. So you'll have to say double quotation, hello, space, world, close double quotation. Notice that even though I use double quotations, Python took that and changed that into single quotations. In a Python string, double quotation and single quotation can be used interchangeably. Let me show you an example with a single quotation. So I'm going to say single quotation, hello, single quotation. Let's try the type function by passing hello inside it. I'm going to type open parenthesis, double quotation, hello, and then double quotation, close parenthesis. That's going to output str, which is the short form for string. What if you wanted to have a double quotation within your string? What if you wanted to say, she said hello? Can you just type in the hello with double quotation? As you can see, based on the syntax highlighting here, Python is going to be unhappy about this. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways to fix this issue. First way would be for you to take the outer double quotation and replace it with single quotation. And now, sorry, I had an extra single quotation at the end, trying to fix that, and now it's fixed. So now Python is fine with whatever you've executed. Second option would be for you to use something which is called as escape sequence character. Let's say that you want to say he said, she said, hello, which means that you'll have to have two levels of double quotations, correct? Option number 2 will be the way for you to resolve that. Let me take the same example. Instead of simply typing double quotations around hello, you'll have to type in backslash before the double quotation. Now if I run this, Python would be fine with that. I'm going to introduce you to a couple of special characters when it comes to Python string. The first one is the new line character, which is given by \n. So I'm going to take the above example and I'm going to add new line right after she said. So I'm going to say she said hello, and let me run this particular cell. Notice that nothing happened with respect to the output display here. Your /n will get displayed as such into the output box. So if you want the new line character to be applied, you'll have to use the print function call. Now you'll notice that you're getting new line after she said. The second special character which I want to introduce is the tab character. So I'm going to say a\t b. One more time, you're not going to see any difference in the output box. So you'll have to use the print function call. Now you'll see that the tab is being displayed in between the text A and B here. Let's talk about strings and mathematical operators. Recall that 3 into 4 will give you a result of 12. What would happen if I were to say string 3 into string 4? Python would be unhappy about that because this doesn't really make any sense. Do you think Python can understand string 3 into integer 4? What do you think will be the output of this particular operation here? So Python is going to take the string 3 and replicate it 4 times. So you're going to get the string 3333. With this quirk of the programming language, I can make Python very happy. So I'm going to make Python laugh by saying ha space, and that's a string, and I'm going to multiply that by 1000. Let's talk about the addition operator. 3 plus 4 is 7. What about string 3 plus string 4. What do you think will be the output of this particular operation? If you had guessed string 34, then you had the correct answer. The previous computation used the addition operator, whereas the string 3 plus string 4 computation used concatenation operator. Concatenation enables you to glue two strings together, so you'll get string 34 as the result of this operation. Let's move on to comparison operator. What would be the output of 5 greater than 3? 5 is greater than 3, so you're going to get output as true. So what exactly is the type of true? Let's try the type function. You're going to get the type as bool, which is in short for Boolean. Let's switch back to the slides to learn about the Boolean type. Boolean type was invented by this person called George Boole. It is very simple. It only has two values, which are true and false. You can have three operators for the Boolean values, which are and, or, and not. Given the two values of true and false, it's very easy for you to come up with the truth table, which is this table that you see for each of those operators and, or, and not. I'll let you go through the truth tables because it's very intuitive. Let me go through one example for each of these. I'm saying a statement that it's Saturday and we are watching CS220 lecture. It is not Saturday, so that's false, but we are watching CS220 lecture. That is true. False and true is false. Let's go through an example for or here. Project 1 is due on Wednesday, or I'll eat my hat. First of all, I can tell you that I'm not wearing a hat and I wouldn't eat it even if I'm wearing it. Project 1 is due on Wednesday. That is true. But me eating my hat is potentially false. True or false is going to be true. I don't have an example written out for not operator here, but let me give you an example. I'm going to say not of it is Sunday. It is Sunday today, so not of it is Sunday is going to be not of true, which is false. We are going to be using the Boolean operators and the Boolean type a lot when we talk about conditionals and loops. Recall that conditions and loops are exception when it comes to control flow. Let's go ahead and go through a couple of examples of the comparison operator here. So I'm going to switch back to my Jupyter notebook. So I'm going to say 3 less than 5, that is true. What about minus 3 less than minus 5? That is false because minus 5 is less than minus 3. What about using comparison operator with strings? What if I say is capital A less than capital B? Python is able to make sense of that and it will say that that is true. What about saying capital B less than capital A? That will be false. What would happen when you combine small case letter with capital case letter? In general, in computers, small case comes before capital case. Sorry, hopefully I'm saying that right. We'll test that shortly. So small a less than a, that's false. Looks like I told it incorrectly. My apologies. I'll walk that back. In the world of computer, capital letters come before small case letters, which is less intuitive. But the person who decided to do that initially decided to stick with that way. So that's why we are all stuck with that way now. So now if I say capital A comes before small a, that's going to give you a true. What about comparing string 1 with integer 2? That will give you an error. That's because Python cannot compare two different data types together. So this one is going to give you an error. Let's go through a couple of examples of other comparison operators. So I'm going to introduce you to double equal to, which is compare whether two things are equal. So you're going to compare 1 plus 3 equal to 2. 1 plus 3 is not equal to 2, so you're going to get a result of false. Always make sure to apply operator precedence here. Mathematical operator plus comes before the comparison operator, so you'll be simplifying this part of this computation before you talk about the other part. So one other thing which I want to mention is this particular computation in general is referred to as expressions. What is an expression? It's nothing but a combination of operators and operands. 1 and 3 here are operands, and plus and double equal to comparison are operators. So let's go through double equal to comparison along with type. So I'm going to say is type of 2 equal to type of 2.0. That is not true, so you're going to get false. What about saying 2 equal to 2.0? That's going to give you true, which is a quirk of the programming language. So when you're comparing 2 and 2.0, Python somehow automatically decides that you want to talk about the true value here and not the type. So you'll get the result as true here. So what about 3 less than or equal to 4? 3 is less than or equal to 4. So you're going to get true. Let's try 3 greater than or equal to 4. That's going to give you false. 1 not equal to 2 will give you true because 1 is not equal to 2. 1 double equal to 2 will give you false. Not of false is true. Not of true is false. True or false is true. True and false is false. And false or false is false. I'm sure you get the trend here. Please make sure to go through all of these examples on your own time. I'm going to go through a couple of problems from today's lecture worksheet. I've already downloaded a document version of it. So I'm going to skip to the very last section which has Boolean logic examples. So let me go through a couple of these examples. So I'm going to go through this one first, which is saying not parenthesis something. Parenthesis needs to be simplified first. Within the parenthesis, which operator has precedence? That would be comparison as opposed to the Boolean operator of OR. So is 3 lesser than 1? No. So that's false. Is 3 greater than 10? No. So that's also false. False or false is false. So not of false is going to be true. So I'm not going to be releasing the answers for any of the worksheet problems. Why is that the case? That's because you can always try out this particular expression in Python. For example, I can copy that expression, type it into Python, and verify that my answer was correct. So I would recommend you to go through all of the worksheet problems by hand with pen and paper before you use the Python interpreter. So let me go through one more example here. 3 greater than or equal to 1 and 3 lesser than or equal to 10. 3 is greater than or equal to 1 and 3 is lesser than or equal to 10. So true and true is going to give you true as the output. I'll let you go through the rest of the problems. That will be it for today's lecture. Please do make sure to go through the code that I release as part of the lecture because that will have more examples than the ones that I went through.